I created a neural network that determines whether an adjective is positive or negative, and I use it to create these things that are called, some people call them Bertrand-Russell triplets. Um, these are little statements. I have some examples here where a person applies a positive sounding adjective to themselves, a more neutral sounding synonym of that adjective to somebody else, and to the third person, it's a much more negative synonym of these other adjectives. So, I am firm, you are obstinate, he is pig-headed. The joke here, of course, is about how people think of themselves in a positive light, but regard other people much more critically or negatively, even when those other people have very similar or synonymous qualities. Right, so slim, thin, and scrawny all mean essentially the same thing, right? A person isn't fat. But the joke is that I choose a more flattering word to describe myself than the word I choose to describe you. Okay, so the program that I wrote, so it's kind of funny. Maybe it's more insulting than funny. It's written in Python, and like I say, it's a neural network. I think it only has one hidden layer. I can't remember now. One hidden layer. And yeah, so you're prompted with, please enter a flattering sounding adjective to the sentence, I am whatever. And it's not going to do a triplet, it's only going to do a positive sentence and a negative one. So the positive adjective will be applied to me, and the negative one will be applied to you. So it's kind of funny and insulting at the same time. So a positive sounding adjective would be eccentric, for instance. That's not too negative. It's the most positive synonym that conveys that idea. So I'm going to say I am eccentric, and what the program does is then it goes out onto the web, looks at the Oxford English Dictionary, and finds synonyms for the adjective eccentric. So there it is. It came up with 41 synonyms from there, and it's going through all of them to see which of those synonyms are negative. So here are some of the examples it's coming up with. So I am eccentric, you are abnormal. Or I'm eccentric, you're irregular, aberrant, anomalous, odd, strange, weird, bizarre. So it's working pretty well. It's finding, these are good examples where they're all pretty much negative, whereas this is a positive adjective. So I'm eccentric, you're off-center, outlandish, freakish, capricious, dotty, nutty, screwy, freaky, cranky, rum, wacko, bizarro. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. How about another one? I am cheeky. That's kind of a positive sounding adjective, but I can imagine synonyms of that word that are quite negative. So again, the program looks to the Oxford English Dictionary and retrieves synonyms from that online resource. Came up with 38 synonyms, and now it's going through each of those synonyms to find the negative guys. So it's finding, for instance, I am cheeky, you're impudent, impertinent, insolent, presumptuous, brazen. Brazen-faced. See this asterisk here? That means the word is quite rare, and so the system isn't really sure about it because it's such a rare word. It doesn't have very good statistics about it. But nonetheless, it said, oh, I think that's a negative word. And it's right. Brazen-faced is pretty negative. So I am cheeky, you are shameless, you are overfamiliar. That works. You're disrespectful, insubordinate, impolite, bad-mannered, ill-mannered. Unmannerly. So, yeah, it works pretty well. I hardly get any false positives.